All right, guys, happy Friday. Here we are. Here we are. I'm actually very, very happy to be here. I'm excited about like this version of myself where I got behind camera and I spoke to you guys every day on either things I'm going through, things I'm learning, and I just feel great to be honest with you. One of the things I wanted to talk about today, guys, is going to be how would your future you respond to your life situations, whatever it is that you're going through, right? And it's a great question because it really helps you tap into that frequency of the future you. And think about this real quick. When you're going through life changes, right? How do you know when your life is changing? Is when you start to respond different to the things that used to tick you off. See, the old you is still still basically like ticked off on certain situations, circumstances, people, places. You still feel like those feelings, and when you know you're changing is when the things that used to bother you don't bother you as much anymore. How do you get to this change though? This is how I've done it. I've done it through meditation and through visualization. So, first, I want to talk about meditation. Meditation is something that you sit alone in silence, and it's really not that quiet as you would think. Because once you shut off the noise on the outside, guess what? The noise on the inside, you're going to start to hear it. Most of us don't hear the noise on the inside because we're so focused on the noise on the outside, or we have too much noise on the outside that we don't even realize what's really going on in our heads, our thoughts. So, one of the biggest things is to sit down in silence and to start having it's going to be like a breathing technique. I like to do, deep breath in and then slow as I go out. That helps me like calm down because at the end of the day, it calms my nervous system down. When you're so reactive in life, guess what? Your nervous system is like spiking up and down, up and down. And it's because that's how you've been operating for so long, right? Like somebody says something you don't like and you react to it real quick. That's just your nervous system that you either can't control it. I had a situation yesterday. I had to take my dog to the vet, and on my way back from the vet, I saw somebody like freaking. I pulled into the street, and then he pulls like he's just like really rear-ending me, and what did I recognized it now. How would the old Miguel respond to that? He'd probably step on the gas, and then his like emotions will be all like I'd probably get like f you or this or whatever. I used to do that kind of stuff, but now I'm just like, dude, I start to see it as what it is, and I'm gonna have a quick gem for you right now. People are frequencies. People are frequencies. But before people are frequencies, people are programs. See, we're programmed to think the way that we think, and that's all based on like our surroundings, what we watch, what we do. But anyways, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna continue with the story real quick. So as I start sensing this guy's frequency based on how he's driving. I'm like, dude, this does not align. So what I do, I turn my signal. I kind of go to the side a little bit, and I see him like just like really step on the gas. And as he's stepping on the gas, I'm looking at the car, guys, and the car has no bumper in the front. It's like it's rear end. It has like a. It looks like it crashed in the front, and the car is just a wreck. And I'm like, okay, as I see him pass by, I go like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. See, I don't try to figure things out anymore as like why people do what they do. I understand that people are frequencies, and whatever frequency they're in, that's just how they're gonna act. And the best thing you can do is get out of their way. And I was with my kids, and I'm telling my kids, you know what? This is what's going on. Look, you see that guy's energy. You see how he's driving. You see, and they're like, yeah. And I go like, I want to make it home tonight to my two other kids that I have at home, and I want to make it home to my beautiful wife. I want to make it home to dinner, and I want to make it home to have a good night rest. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, the way he's driving, he's either going to cause an accident, he's going to get pulled over, he's probably going to wake up in jail. I was like, he's probably late to somewhere, you know? Or maybe he's just anxiety to go pick up his drugs, or anxiety to go pick up alcohol, or he's just like, I don't know what his situation really is. It's not my job to figure it out, but it is my job to recognize that I don't align with that frequency and that I don't have to tap into it. And this is what I mean. There's a lot of people that are trying to convince people about certain things, and it's like, dude, if it's not in your belief system, why argue about it? You're giving them more power when you tap into their frequency versus you're just like, dude, I mean, if that's because everybody has free will, right? Everybody can think what they want and perceive what they, whatever it is, you know, they can think whatever they want. And one of the quotes that I wrote this down, I want to share this with you guys real quick, and it says, you cannot perceive something you're not in frequency with. And I think that's very, very like key. You cannot perceive something you're not in frequency with. So I can't see, or he can't see what I see because he doesn't align with my frequency. And that's a gem, and it is. That's why a lot of people be like, I can't do that, Miguel. Like, only you can do that. Or I'm not the type of person that can do that, because they're on a different frequency. They have different beliefs, right? Beliefs dictate your actions, so this is how it goes. Beliefs dictate your thoughts. Your thoughts dictate, you know, an emotion, and that emotion creates that action, energy, and motion. I was talking about this yesterday. So whatever it is that you believe, that's what you're gonna either shoot for or not. At the end of the day, if you don't believe you can, I mean, we hear this quote all the time, right? It sounds a little cliche, but if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. It really does come down to be that simple. But how do you change your beliefs is what you want to know. How are you able to change what you believe about yourself? See, because a lot of people, they don't believe in themselves. Sometimes they don't believe in the person in front of them. But in most cases, they don't believe in themselves being capable of making the change. And why is that? It's because of their actions. If you go back, and so the brain will scan it, and it scans basically like your life, and it goes like, yeah, I've never been able to do that. It's a belief because of the action that you lacked in taking to make this change. So in order for you to actually make the change, you're gonna have, if you're gonna to change the belief system, you're gonna have to take some action. And it starts with small baby action. It doesn't have to be like the craziest thing, because guess what? If you start doing something like crazy, like changing your diet for complete, like just crazy, some crazy things, like dropping drugs from one day to another, or whatever the situation is with you, you know, your mind is going to be like, no, we're not this. We're not this. We got to go back. We got to go back, because this is the unknown. And you start to get anxiety, you start to freak out. But at the end of the day, if you started taking baby steps towards the future, maybe 1% better every day, you start to create a belief. I mean, it could start off with a glass of water a day, like an intentional glass of water a day. An intentional visit to the gym a day. It doesn't even have to be like an hour. It can be like literally 5 minutes. Go to the gym for 5 minutes every day, and you'll start to create a belief system that you're the type of person that goes to the gym. Next thing you know, you'll be spending more than 5 minutes. You'll probably go on a 20-minute walk. You'll probably start to get like you'll like it more, because you'll see yourself as a person that does it. And that's the problem. People don't see themselves. So when I asked you the question, how would the future you respond? This is where visualization comes in. So we talked about meditation. Now visualization is where, think about it as like the bridge from your thought to visualization to material, right? Before you can have the material thing, you have to be able to be able to harness and focus your attention on what it is that you want. Once you're able to do that and you do it long enough, then you start to create a different material world for you. I know that in the past, I didn't know how I did it. And a lot of people don't know. They just do it. They don't know how they did it. And my question was always like, how is this? Because sometimes you can forget. And I was talking about this yesterday in one of the videos that I posted in my story was give yourself a pat in the back. Why do you need to give yourself a pat in the back? Because you need to remind yourself of where you were, like how far you've come based on where you were and where you're at now. You're in a way better place. Way better. If you're watching this video, you're definitely in a way better place because you're attracted to this kind of material. And this kind of material is the kind of material that's going to change your life. It's going to change the way you think. It's going to change the way you are. It's going to change the way you operate. And it's going to change your family and your whole life. I believe it because honestly, I've lived it. I lived it. I've changed my life. I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago. Heck no, I'm not that same person. I'm actually very grateful because I am happier. I am more fulfilled. I'm honestly like I feel great even though I don't surround myself with a lot of people, and it's because I'm on track on what I want to be. And at the end of the day, I think that is the message. Like sometimes I read this yesterday, something about like people feel safer when they're with more people, and that's why you see like groups of people more than the guy that's walking the path on his own. And this is the thing, you walk the path on your own when you separate yourself from the pack only to attract a new pack, but the pack that actually aligns with the person that you are. See, right now I have friends that I can say they're family, they're brothers. They're they're probably people that want better for me than my own family. And it's not because my family like members don't love me. I'm not talking about like my family, my kids and my wife. No, I'm talking about like just like family, like what you would call siblings, right? And siblings are just like, other people. I'm not even sure if I said that right. Anyways, but it's like people that actually love themselves, they know how to love others. And that's what I'm trying to get to. Like, if you don't know how to love yourself, you really don't know how to love others. I mean, not the way that, because I'm not saying, don't twist this up. Not saying that you don't love your people. It's just that you don't know how to love them in a better way. See, the way that the world has taught us to love, and this is like, I think about this as like and let's go in the food. Let's go in the food direction. Like sometimes family, they show their love through food, right? Like they feed you. They want you to try this, try that. They want to bake for you. And that's their way of showing love. But when you realize the way showing your body love is to really like have a balanced proportion of how you eat, because how you eat is how you feel, and how you feel is how you act. You start to learn how your body works. Once you learn how your body works, then you start to learn more about yourself. Then you're able to like eliminate the things that actually slow you down or the things that distract you, because food could be a distraction from facing something that you really need to face. Because think about this, why do you do what you do? You do it because you want to feel good. You do it because you want to feel good. So sometimes you're feeling in a certain state, and it's because you either haven't had enough rest, so you're tired, or you have some emotional thing going on and you don't want to face it. It's easy to eat and cope with it, feel good. That's why people drink. That's why people smoke. That's why people use drugs. That's why people overeat. It's because they don't want to face the real problem, so they cope with these things. And it numbs them. It numbs them so they don't have to deal with it. But you guess what? Just like a drug, the anxiety feeling is going to come back. Everything is going to come back. And you're just kind of taking a Tylenol is what you're doing, instead of actually like solving the real problem. And that's why I love what I do, because I've been able to like to solve my problems based on like, just like I'm gonna say, like the kingdom of God, right? The kingdom of God is within you. So the solutions are within you. But if you're looking for a solution outside of you, you're really not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna be fulfilled. And I'm not saying like you can't get nice things. I mean it's great to have nice things. I have a couple nice things myself, and it's great. I like them. I enjoy them, but they're not who I am. I am I am the great, like the great Miguel. I am, I am that. And what I see is like, it's okay to have good things. I like to have good things. I like to share, I like to give. I like all that stuff. But before that, I have to love myself. I have to be able to like harness my energy and to be like, Miguel, you know what? First and foremost, and not in an egotistic way, but like I have to come first. I have to be able to get correct myself. I have to be able to come in here, gather my thoughts together, and then be like, okay, I'm going to be the best version of myself, the best possible version I can be today. Because you can only take it one day at a time. I was thinking about this morning, and I wasn't feeling my best this morning, and I was like, I started kind of talking to myself, and I was like, oh, I'm tired. And then I was like, wait a minute, what are you doing? What are you saying? And then I started to realize routine, right? Sometimes a routine can get to you, and this applies to everybody because you guys all have a routine, whether it be the life that you live now or a healthier lifestyle, whatever it is. We all have a routine. We all get sick and tired of whatever it is that you're doing. We do. You could be, doing good. You could be drinking every day. You're gonna get tired of it. You're gonna get tired of it, because that's where it's like you start to see, I think what it is, to be honest, to me, is that, like I said this right now, is like, take it one day at a time. When you do that, it's easy. It doesn't have to feel that way. But when you're like looking back and looking forward, and maybe you're looking for results, maybe you're looking for like something different, but guess what? Like, just take it one day at a time. Don't think of the past, don't think of the future, but live in the now and enjoy what you have right now. Give good energy. Get your stuff together, your mind, get your energy together, and then go and release it and give the best of you. And that's all you got. Is today. So don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about the past, because all that is doing is stealing from you today. All right, guys. Well, that's your message today. I mean, it's a lot. I know. I understand it's a lot. But there's a lot of great gems in there. You guys get your notebook and just write down whatever resonated with you, whatever you think you can use. Believe me, that's what personal development is all about. It's about studying others, writing down what you like, and then applying it in your life. Because just watching the video is not gonna it's not gonna change your life. What's gonna change your life is for you to put the gems in action. All right, guys. Well, happy Friday. I gotta get my butt to work. So so you guys have a good one. Thank you.